Thanks for dropping into this week's edition of Michigan Chronicle News Now. I'm digital anchor Andre Ash. Time to get you caught up to some of the top stories trending this week on our website at michiganchronicle.com. Well, mobile vaccines are now available at DPSCD. Detroit Public Schools Community District made the announcement this week that they are making moves when it comes to combating COVID-19 in the city. DPSCD announced that in partnership with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, as well as Michigan's Racial Disparities Task Force and the Detroit Health Department, the school district is now the first in the city to become a childhood immunization provider and the first district to be fully authorized to administer COVID-19 immunizations. How cool is that? Well, our next story, a top Detroit businessman is giving back to HBCUs. Take a look here at this story. Top Detroit businessman and philanthropist donates a big gift to UNCF in support of HBCUs. It's a $100,000 gift at that to support the United Negro College Fund. Now, William Picard, he's the founder and executive chairman of Global Automotive Alliance Manufacturing and Supply Chain Management. Picard's gift includes donations to Clark Atlanta University, St. Augustine University, and Philander Smith College. Picard said he hopes his donation will encourage other donors, charitable foundations, and businesses to support UNCF and HBCUs to help Black students receive the financial resources they need to achieve their college dreams and better futures. Now to this next story. Black life on decline, according to a new study. Now, life expectancy for people who live in Black majority neighborhoods declined by at least 4 years in 2020, and that's largely due to COVID-19, a recent study by the Brookings Institution. The report also indicates that neighborhoods, with at least 10% Black population, that life expectancy declined by 4 years, and the national average for Black people is 78 years. COVID-19 has killed Black people at double the rate than whites, and experts say that only illustrates the stark racial health disparities that already existed for African Americans. All right, getting to the paper. Time now to check out some of the top stories we're working on in this week's newspaper edition of the Michigan Chronicle. And joining us to talk more about that is our staff writer, Sherry Collade. Sherry, you got this great story about new leadership at the DAC.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Andre, as always. How are you doing today?
I'm well. It's a little gloomy out, but things are shining a bit for us over at the DAC,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So, Deron Sanders, he is the newly elected president starting in 2024 over at the DAC. He's the first Black man to be the president there coming up pretty soon, which is huge news. Huge, very big news.
I love that.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks good. We love to see it. Now, this other story you have, I think, goes to the shoe doctor. It's in our city lifestyle section, and you talked about how this business has been really able to thrive.
For sure. So the shoe doctor in Detroit, his name is Kenneth Taylor. He's a co-owner with his brother. He built this empire of just cleaning shoes and just doing this marvelous thing because everybody they get their shoes dirty, right? So
Yes,
he's
I get mine dirty. You know what? I actually tried to go to a place to clean my shoes, and it was like a big delay when I would get them returned. So I said, "Oh no, I'm not going to do this one. I'll just clean them myself."
yeah,
But
you should have went
this,
to the shoe doctor.
I probably should have.
Yeah, but him and his brother they started this thing in 2013, and now they're opening up a second location in Atlanta. So
Okay.
yeah, get your shoes cleaned in Detroit and Atlanta by him and his brother.
I love that, and especially when you don't really, I really don't really hear that much about businesses operating that goes into specifically cleaning shoes, but they've been operating for quite some time,
For
and
sure.
I'm sure that was just a great conversation you were able to have with the both of them, right?
Yes, it was amazing. They're both in their early 30s and they're just taking this simple concept of cleaning shoes and they're taking it to the next level because, they just have a vision and they're running with it. So it's beautiful
Uh,
to see.
I love it, and people can check it out in this week's section of the Michigan Chronicle City Lifestyle section B1. I love what you did there, and yeah, we'll have to give the shoe doctor a good look the next time I got a few pairs of shoes that need some cleaning. So
Exactly. Especially in this rain, you know?
and snow,
Yeah,
it's like
and
cleaning
snow.
a car.
Yeah, for sure.
Sherry Colada, you can check out more of our stories anytime on our website and also in this week's edition of the Michigan Chronicle newspaper. When we come back, we'll focus on a cool story of a creative doing some phenomenal things in Detroit.
What's up, y'all? My name is Janae, and I was a 2016 SWAG awardee. I interned with the bank, and I am now a full-time employee at Huntington Bank. Now, the Michigan Chronicle and Huntington Bank 7th Annual SWAG Awards are back. Now, there is a lot of cash for you all to access. 15 scholarships ranging from $2,500 to $25,000, and I'm here to give you some tips. Now look, I got 3 tips for you all. Tip number 1, you want to make sure you write a compelling essay. You may be thinking, how do you do this, right? Now you do this by telling your unique story about what makes you you and how you are a leader. Now number 2, you want to make sure you get a recommendation letter from a high school coach, teacher, counselor, basically anyone that really knows you well and can tell us about how great you are as a person. Now number 3, you want to make sure you get your transcripts in before the deadline. And this year, the SWAG Awards are allowing you to have a video recording. Now this will allow us to see your beautiful face and of course, get to know you a little bit better, but it is not required. Now the deadline for the application is April 1st, so do not be late. Now you can access the scholarship at michiganchronicle.com/SWAG Awards. Y'all, let's get this money.
All right, welcome back to News Now. And high school seniors, make sure that you do apply for these scholarships. The deadline to apply is April 1st, and that is no April Fool's joke. You can go to michiganchronicle.com for more information on how you can be a part of SWAG scholarships. Well, to this next story, a Detroit fashion designer is getting his chance to debut a brand new line with the Motor City Cruise, a G League team, a part of the Detroit Pistons. Take a look here at this story.
This is already released. This is coming in March.
Meet Ken Walker, fashion designer and founder of K. Walker Collective, a clothing and apparel company he launched after his career in advertisement.
I'm working on, I always have here, so when I look to my left, I can say, all right, we have these velvet polos that need to be in production.
The Detroit native taking his creative approach and brand to the next level. Walker partnered with the Motor City Cruise, the G League affiliate of the Detroit Pistons, to debut a new custom uniform for one of their February games.
You know, this is the first time I've done something where I designed on behalf of me as a designer for something else and providing creative leadership to it. So I took a lot of pride in it, like, wow, like it could have been anybody, you know what I mean, that did this, but, you know, to give me an opportunity to show that I can bring something together, something that they probably wouldn't expect.
Chosen by Walker, the Detroit Phoenix Center was the featured nonprofit on the custom jersey. Crafting a creative vision for his line of apparel is quite the process for Walker, who was named Emerging Designer at New York Fashion Week in 2019.
This is how I visually, this is everything being released from January to March 30th.
The vision board keeps growing for Walker, who plans to open his own storefront in Midtown Detroit this spring. He has this message for other creative visionaries like him.
I ask people to just like find that why. What drives me to design clothes, you know, to be a beacon in my community. And that will drive everything that you do, every decision that you make.
I love that story. Check out Ken Walker. He is phenomenal creative. Watch out for his work. You can check out more of the story, by the way, on our website at michiganchronicle.com. And don't forget to pick up this week's edition of the Michigan Chronicle newspaper edition titled Detroit's Role in Black History. You don't want to miss it. Find out where you can pick up yours on our website at michiganchronicle.com. And that's all the time for us here on this week's edition of Michigan Chronicle News Now. I'm digital anchor Andre Ash. Check us out on social anytime. Follow us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Michigan Chronicle. And of course, all the time for news and stories available 24/7 at michiganchronicle.com. We'll see you back here next week.